I've always liked being home alone. No fighting over the TV, no one judging me for eating half a pizza at midnight, and my parents never worried much about leaving me alone, because nothing bad ever really happened where we lived. It was a quiet neighborhood, mostly older families. No crime, nothing creepy about it. The only weird thing about our house was it sounded alive at night. The floors creaked constantly. Pipes ticked inside the walls. Doors shifted slightly when the weather changed. If you lived there long enough, you stopped noticing it. So when my parents left one rainy Friday evening to stay overnight with my aunt, I didn't think twice about staying home alone. I had exams coming up and didn't want to waste the weekend. By around 11:30 p.m., I was downstairs in the living room eating instant noodles, half studying, half watching YouTube on the TV. Everything felt painfully normal. Rain tapping outside, TV volume low, phone charging beside me. I remember that part clearly because of how ordinary it was before everything changed. Then, I heard a footstep upstairs, not a creak, an actual step. Slow, heavy, directly above me. I muted the TV immediately and just sat there listening. Nothing. The house went quiet again except for the rain. I told myself it was probably the wood settling, or pipes, or something. Old houses make noises all the time. But even while thinking that, I could already feel that weird pressure in my chest, like my brain noticed something, before I fully did. About 10 seconds later, another sound. 2 footsteps this time. Slow. Careful, like someone trying not to make noise. I stared at the ceiling. The footsteps continued. Slow, heavy, careful, like whoever was upstairs was trying not to make noise. Every part of my body went cold. I stayed frozen on the couch, listening. Rain tapped softly against the windows. The TV stayed muted, and somewhere above me, the floor creaked again. I grabbed my phone and looked toward the staircase. Nothing, just darkness. But then, I noticed something strange. The upstairs hallway light was on. I knew for a fact I had left it off. A bad feeling settled into my chest. I quietly stood up and walked backward toward the kitchen without taking my eyes off the stairs. Another step upstairs, then another. Not one person, 2. Different footsteps, one heavy, one lighter. My heartbeat sped up instantly. Someone was inside the house. I pulled out my phone to call my dad, then stopped. From upstairs, I heard whispering, low, fast. I could not make out the words, but they were definitely human. That made it worse somehow. I grabbed the smallest kitchen knife I could find and locked the back door. My hands were shaking badly now. Then came the sound that nearly made me panic completely. A bedroom door upstairs opened, slowly. I knew that sound. It was my parents' room. Then footsteps crossed the hallway directly above me. One of them laughed quietly. That was enough. I immediately crouched behind the kitchen counter and dialed 911. But before I could press call, I heard footsteps on the stairs, coming down, fast. I killed the screen instantly. The footsteps stopped halfway down the staircase. Silence. Then one of them whispered, "I think he's downstairs." I stopped breathing. The second guy whispered back, "Check the kitchen." I nearly dropped the phone. They knew I was there. I slowly backed away through the dark kitchen and slipped into the laundry room beside it. Tiny room. No windows. Barely enough space to stand. I shut the door without making a sound and held my breath. Then I heard them enter the kitchen, drawers opening, cabinets moving, heavy footsteps only a few feet away from me. One of them said, "Where's the laptop?" The other answered, "Forget that. Find the kid first." My entire body froze. Find the kid. Me. I covered my mouth with my hand, trying not to breathe too loudly. Then suddenly, bang! Something hit the front door hard. Both men upstairs went silent. Another loud bang. Then a flashlight beam passed across the living room windows from outside. I heard one of the intruders curse quietly. The other whispered, "Police." For a second, nobody moved. Then chaos exploded upstairs. Rapid footsteps, doors slamming. I heard one of them sprint across the hallway above me. Then the sound of a window opening. I finally forced myself out of the laundry room and ran toward the front door. Outside, standing in the rain with flashlights raised, were 2 police officers, and for one horrifying second, my heart stopped because one of them was standing completely still in the dark, holding something long in his hand. I genuinely thought it was another intruder. Then he shouted, "Police! Stay where you are!" I nearly collapsed from relief. The officers rushed inside immediately. One of them grabbed my shoulder. "You alone?" I nodded so hard my neck hurt. The older officer looked upstairs and said, "Your neighbor saw 2 guys climb through your side window. Called us right away." I stared at him speechless. They searched the entire house. One intruder had escaped through the upstairs window, but the second one, they found hiding inside my parents' bedroom closet. And that was already terrifying enough, until one of the officers suddenly asked me, "Hey, where's the 3rd guy?" I felt my stomach drop. "What 3rd guy?" The officer frowned. "The one standing upstairs in the hallway when we pulled up." The room went completely silent, because there were only supposed to be 2 intruders,